high school is one of the best times in a girl's life. There's lots of school spirit and plenty of time for fun. But one thing about it, there's an awful lot of pressure for a girl to be part of the crowd, to do what everyone else does, to wear what everyone else wears, to say what everyone else says. I think girls would like to be part of some kind of activity that lets her develop her own individual personality, that brings out the best in her, that lets her discover that there is a great, big, wonderful world outside of high school.
I've always wanted to be a junior miss ever since I read an article about it when I was 13 years old in a magazine. It seems so wonderful and exciting, and a chance for every high school senior girl to show off her own personal talents and capabilities. My mother had always taught me that whatever you wanted, if you wished for it hard enough and worked for it also, you could get it. And I guess it's the same with Junior Miss.
I can't think of any girl who wouldn't have a good time taking part in Junior Miss. It's a chance of a lifetime to be judged on what you are as an individual, a chance to show off your talents, if you have them, and a chance to stand up and be counted for what you believe in.
Let's tell it like it is, tell it like it is. Don't think that life is wasted on the youth. Just tell it like it is, tell it like it is. Keep moving to the rhythm, moving to the rhythm, moving to the rhythm, moving to the rhythm of the truth.
You know, life really is a series of experiences. And I guess for a high school senior, one of the most important things is going to a senior prom.
Marilyn Kuhar, escorted by Mike Foyset.
Even though high school experiences can be wonderful, a girl has to get involved in other things, too.
Raymond Hutchins, cover dir le mot menhir.
Les mots menhir vedir, men vedir. Most high school senior girls today have had the chance to study a foreign language and learn from books something about other people and other places, but not too many have had the chance to see for themselves. I was lucky, I guess. I had the chance to travel abroad on a European tour, and I sure can appreciate how much it broadens you to go to new places and meet new people. Even if most high school girls haven't had the chance to go abroad, they can still see a lot of new scenery and meet a lot of new people in Junior Miss. If a girl wins her local pageant, she represents her home community at the state pageant, often several hundred miles from home. Most important, Junior Miss gives you the chance to meet so many great girls. They're all so enthusiastic and so friendly. It's here that you really begin to feel the spirit that all Junior Misses talk about. It's a sort of closeness you get, being together so much, eating together, relaxing together, enjoying the opportunity to be on our own, learning what a wonderful and talented group of girls you are a part of. It's something all Junior Misses feel, but it's hard to explain.
You know, the girls we've had staying with us here in our home in previous years have talked about something which they call the Junior Miss spirit. Do any of you have an idea about what the Junior Miss spirit really is?
I think it's wanting everybody else to do good and the best one to win. Yeah. Even if it's not you.
And you know that everybody's a winner and it's not really a competitive spirit like, gee, I want to win, I'm not going to be nice to all the other girls. Everybody just feels so together.
And if you get scared, well, the rest of the other girls, they're scared too. I mean, you don't feel like going out here.
There are a lot of things that make up a Junior Miss. One is the creative and performing arts. None of us is a professional in any way, but each girl has her own particular talent, and this is her opportunity to express herself in her own way and to truly do her thing. When love beckons unto you, follow him, though his ways be hard and steep. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Love gives not but itself, and takes not but from itself. Love possesses not, nor will it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love.
All the rehearsal time really pays off when you're on stage with the pageant judges and hundreds of people looking on.
Liza, why did you choose the field of physical therapy?
Well, I've always been interested in the field of medicine.
There are a lot of other qualities the judges look for in a Junior Miss. Your goals in life, scholastic achievement, your personality, and your poise. The judges' interview counts 35% of the total scoring, so it's pretty important.
And I think it would be a very rewarding occupation.
They leave silences in your interview which weren't in my local pageant. They kept firing questions at me, and this one they let time lapse just to see if I was going to bring up something to say myself. I didn't.
I've never experienced anything quite so exciting as the state pageant. All those people out there cheering you on, they really seem to have the Junior Miss spirit. All those hours and hours of rehearsal on the youth fitness and poise and appearance routines. You're really out there trying to put on a good show. For the judges, of course, but most of all, for yourself.
Then it's all over. The judges make their decision, and you find out which one of you is going to be the new state Junior Miss.
The fourth runner-up is Greene County Junior Miss Leslie Norton.
Memphis's Junior Miss Brenda Smith.
The third runner-up, North Montgomery County's Junior Miss Lynette Morrow.
Third runner-up, Knoxville's Junior Miss Deborah Guerin.
Second runner-up, Belmont County's Junior Miss Sharon Erickson. The first runner-up is the Licking County Junior Miss Molly Kelly.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tennessee's Junior Miss of 1970 is...
Ohio's Junior Miss for 1970 is...
Blount County.
Mahoning County's Junior Miss, Marilyn Kuhar.
In just a few short months, these two state winners will join 48 other girls for a trip to Washington, D.C., then on to Mobile, Alabama for the national finals. There, an exciting week of activities will end with the selection of one girl to be America's Junior Miss.
It was my first airplane ride to Washington, so I was kind of scared.
I was a little bit scared, to see what it was going to be like, and I didn't know what the girls were going to be like, and I didn't know how the people would be.
The Junior Miss sticks out just like a green apple. I mean, they're just, just something about them, and the girls are all dressed in their suits and some of them had hats. And one of the things that impressed me about the whole thing was the enthusiasm of all the girls and all the people that worked at the pageant, and I think that is really great. There's all sorts of pageants that are held in the United States, but I think Junior Miss recognizes the young girls who really represent the best. These girls are just fantastic.
In Washington, we toured lots of monuments. We toured the Lincoln Memorial, and we went to the White House.
Washington is a beautiful city, and flowers just all around. It was really very beautiful, and I was impressed with the Capitol and the Washington Monument and the White House. And I enjoyed the air of excitement that is in Washington.
We also had a luncheon party where our senators and congressmen were invited to come. And we had a nice little visit, a nice little lunch.
Both of my senators and my congressmen came, and they asked me a lot about the pageant, how we were judged, what we were doing, what we did in Washington, and we talked a little about political issues.
We arrived at the international airport there, and they took us out in one, I don't know what they call it, one of these big things that carts you out to the airplane, This is my second airplane ride, and we get there, and on the side of the plane, they've got painted Junior Miss Special, and boy, this was just great. We got in the plane, and we had lunch, and we sang songs, and I don't see how the pilot ever got us there on course.
It was like it wasn't really an airplane. It was like it was a hotel, because as soon as we had our dinner, girls were up in the aisle walking around. A lot of the girls were taking pictures madly. I was knitting to keep myself calm.
Most of the girls on the way to Mobile were primping and getting ready for the big arrival. Little did we know how big it was going to be.
When we arrived in Mobile, that was one of the most super experiences I've ever had, because there were so many people there, and it was dark, and there were lights around, though, and the spotlight came on you when you got off the plane, and they said, and here's so-and-so's Junior Miss, and then said something about you as you went down the ramp, and everyone clapped and seemed so excited that you were there.
They walked us down the red carpet, and we were taken to our Chevrolet cars, and we were driven to a nearby shopping center, and the JCs prepared a great big firework display for us.
I always heard about the Southern hospitality, and I thought, well, that's a thing of the past, frontier and all that. When I got down there, it was all there in living color. These girls were not one type of girl. They were farm girls and city girls and ballerinas and guitar players, and their interests were so varied, and it's really given me a broad outlook on the entire level of girls my age. They were interested in really what's happening in the world, the bigger things. That just their genuine interest in people is what really counts. I think that Junior Miss has set into action things that I felt all my life and the ideals that I've thought of through my parents. And I think that it's deepened these beliefs and shown me through meeting the girls and the people who work with the pageant what living like this can really mean, and I think that it will have a lasting impression the rest of my life. The three things for Junior Miss are poise, personality, and promise, and I think the promise is probably the most beneficial to the girls, and that's what the biggest part of their title means to them, because they do have this quality of being able to talk to people and understand and communicate to all people, no matter what the age or race.
It's wonderful to be involved in an activity where your experiences are so diversified. You learn a little bit about dancing, you learn a little bit about the performing arts, you learn a lot about interviews, and you meet so many wonderful people. And I would never have met them if it hadn't been for the pageant.
It's a lot of fun, but it also is very exhausting. You really have to be in good shape. And then the judges being there, that's a little pressure too, when they watch you rehearse and you think, well, gee, I don't know this yet, and that's just part of it, and everyone has to learn.
When you're working with someone like Gene Bayless, it has to be fun. It was very grueling, of course, but because you'd be working on a dance during the day that you knew you'd have to perform that night, you were so interested all the time just flew. Afterwards, I felt how tired I was, but at the time, you don't feel this. You're so excited and so busy.
Besides being just fun, Junior Miss is something that develops a girl's personality and brings out the best in her. I think that it helps in growing up. To me, that is the main thing of it, besides the scholarship money and the fun that you have. It's just the closeness between the girls. We were all tired, and we got giddy at times, and we'd laugh and we'd cry, but the routines are a large part of the passion, and it's just something you gotta do. I think the preliminary nights were the most fun. I just felt like a princess out on that stage. The audience just made you feel that way. We were all competing, but at the same time we were all sharing each other's, maybe the little flip that you made on the runway, or maybe the little goof you did in your physical fitness routine. We all shared that with each other.
If she's creative enough, she can make any talent unique. For example, one girl made a pizza on stage. If you can do something like that, it's very creative and very unique. What I think is so great about this pageant is it doesn't have this queen image or the beauty contest.
The people in the audience don't have enough to judge the girls. On the stage, they see performances, the youth fitness, the creative and performing arts, and the poise and appearance. And of course, everybody out there is thinking, well, I picked this one, or this one seems to be doing real well to me. But it's really hard to tell. In the final analysis, it's what the judges see, seeing us just as girls and not on stage all the time. To be yourself, because if you're not yourself, the judges are going to see right through you. The judges' interview counts 35%, and I think they can really tell a lot about you.
The climax to the America's Junior Miss pageant comes on stage before a packed house and millions of Americans watching on television. It's quite an experience for a high school senior. It's a mixture of being happy and sad and wanting to sit down and cry and to laugh. You just don't know what to do. Of course, there's TV cameras right there in front of you, but you really don't know that there's so many people watching you, and when it hits you, boy, it hits hard. And you're thinking, what am I doing on this stage? Me, what am I doing here? A girl can't go to all these charm schools and things and become a junior miss. And I think that the judges aren't looking for girls who've had all this type of training for on stage, because we're not professionals.
Before I went to Mobile, I thought the most horrible moments would be just before the judges announced their decisions. But it's sort of funny. I think the fact that you're so tired and exhausted from all your workouts during the day that it doesn't really hit you, and you're just very relaxed up on stage.
The second runner-up is Mississippi's Junior Miss, Laura Elaine Boyer. The first runner-up is Connecticut's Junior Miss Carol Elizabeth Butler. The winner of the $10,000 scholarship, the nation's ideal high school senior girl, America's Junior Miss for 1970, Arizona's Junior Miss Carol Sue Steinwall.
Pretty as a picture, sweeter than a kiss. You're the ideal girl we've chosen. Welcome, Junior Miss.
It's this feeling that you always have ties with Junior Miss. This sort of feeling, this warmth, it just radiates in the Junior Miss pageant.
The friendship of the girls in the pageant and just the feeling that you can talk to them and share your feelings and thoughts with these girls.
The pageant has given me a standard that I'll always set my life by. And while it sounds very trite, you really and truly do feel this way. And when other people have expected a lot of you, you're going to do your best.
It does mean a lot to me, and it'll always be a part of my life, and I thank them.
Stumbling words that make my heart speak like a valley